When I love you, our son.
Love you, our son.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Foolish. Heart attack. What happened to me? What is your name? Have we met?
Host portal. Host portal. Host portal.
Stop recording. We command it. Thank you.
There's a secret there.
I'm coming. Haunted, please listen. How did you get here? Smile.
Host portal. Host portal.
We command it. Holy water. How did you get here? Bring it to me. We command it. Turn it off.
Saint Michael, the Archangel, defend us in battle. Be our protection against the wickedness and snares of the devil.
Oh no. Oh God. No, I'm out.
Enter.
Hope that you guys are having a good evening. I'm Chris Sloan, of course, as you can see there. I'm going to start off this evening by saying that I hope that the microphone is actually turned on this time. Yes, it is. Good. Okay. Yeah, it's one of those evenings. We have been very busy in the studios here. Over the course of the last, well, since Friday, I have discovered so much, a lot of things. And I want to thank Dr. Debbie Hall and Melissa Sammons for having me in their home. What you're going to hear when this episode drops about Amber. Jesus, I promised myself I wouldn't do this. It's going to rip your heart out. I never had the privilege of meeting her, but God, I wish I had her. And then over the course of the last couple of days, I got to meet with Kim and Alyssa and Garnet and Ashley today, who are family of Krista. And again, I'm telling you right now, the episodes that always stand out to me are the ones that are involving the people. It was fun doing the thing on Mothman. It was fun doing You know, the UFO thing and the train colliding. Um, but these, they stay with you, and they should. I hope that they stay with you. You know, the ones that really stand out the most to me are the ones about, the ones with April, the ones with Dwayne. Um, and you got to get, I knew April, but I never got to meet Dwayne. I never got to meet Meryl Baldridge, of course, because she was murdered in 1949, 3 decades before I was born. Well, 2 and a year, so maybe a couple of years, a couple of decades, whatever it was. Anyways, she was born quite a while before I was born, or she was murdered before I was born. But these are human beings. These are people. And I don't know, Stacy had said it's probably where I'm empathic. And I actually had to look up what that meant. But that it was, you take these with you. And it's like I told Ashley today in Garnet. I said, I'll go to sleep with these people. I walk around with them. I eat with them. They become a part of you. At least I always assumed that if you did it right, they did. Because if you don't care, then why are you doing it? What, for the money? I got news for you. What, you doing it for the notoriety? Listen, I've been in the damn spotlight for 3 decades, off and on. It's big. It's nothing. The most I hope to be known for is that I did a pretty decent job with something, and that I made a difference somewhere. That's what I hope. I got about as much call having my name in lights or being up there with the Rick D's or the Tom Cruises of the world as that's not what I care about. I could give it. I like anonymity. Give me a log cabin somewhere off in the woods to itself, and I'm happy. I'll be fine. But somebody asked, well, if you're not doing it for that and you're not doing it for the money, then what's the purpose? I'll tell you what the purpose is. The purpose is because these people should have somebody speak for them on a larger scale. That's why I push the Mountain Mysteries to be so big, so more people hear about them. And the great thing about what we do specifically is at last count, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to knock that thing out of the way. At last count, and I printed this off to give to the families, and of course, somebody didn't get a copy. And I think it was Deb. Sorry, David. I'll send you one if you want. But that's the countries that we're in, that we're heard in. 52 countries around the world. So I'd like to think it's working. I want people to hear about Krista. I want people to hear about Amber. I want people to hear about Dwayne, April, Muriel, Derek Engelbretson. And the list just goes on. Lainey Gwinner. Sometimes they run together. And that's part of it, If you do it right, that means that you got to care about it, right? So tonight, what we've got is an update on the episodes. All of the interviews almost are done. I'm probably going to go back and see if I can get up with Dr. Hall, Debbie, because there's always some kind of developments in that. This thing is just, when she told me there's so many facets to it, she was not joking. My God, when you hear this, you'll probably have to go back and listen to it a couple of times. But it's nearly ready. Not quite, but nearly. I'm going to say a week or so. It'll be released to Patreon members first, and then just a short while after that, it'll hit for anybody. Then we're going to go into production on the episode about Krista. And the things I learned today pointed me in a new direction that I had not even thought of. But that'll be the same thing. These things take time. I've had a ton of people, when's it coming out? When's it coming out? And I respect that. I get it. And I'm so appreciative of it. Keep asking. That's fine. I never get tired of, saying, because each day is a day closer. That's true. And we've posted the links on the Facebook page so you can hear it. It's going to be everywhere the podcast is found. Amazon, Audible, Apple, Spotify. I would say Stitcher, but they're taking Stitcher down. So I don't really know much more about that. So, but it's going to be very soon, here in the next few weeks. But I promise you, it'll be worth the wait when you hear what I heard. And the interviews are not cut. I'm not cutting a single thing out of them. You're going to hear them in their entirety. And I'm telling you, your heart's going to break when you hear Melissa, when you hear Missy Salmons and Deb, when you hear Kim and Alyssa, when you hear Garnet and Ashley, you're going to think, how is this possible around here? My daddy used to tell me that Eastern Kentucky was 15 years behind the rest of the world. Well, Pop, I guess we've caught up. I'm sad to say that. In some aspects. Yes, my co-host is here tonight. She's standing in the background, patiently waiting for me to finish flapping my jaws. So we bring her in now. Stace, how are you doing, dear?
Emotional.
Yeah, that's par for the course.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be doing something this evening. I'm going to be in and out for a bit. You're going to be doing something this evening that maybe not a lot of people are familiar with the technique, or they're familiar with exactly what it is. But basically, it's an experiment in which you rob yourself of one of your primary senses, sight, which is alleged to make other senses stronger. And I really wish I had Debbie on here right now. She's a doctor. She could probably explain how that works pretty well. But if it makes your sense of hearing stronger and your sense of it's supposed to make that, what is it they call it, the third eye, a little stronger,
Right.
Is that right?
Yep. It works. I've had some really, really good turnouts.
Okay, so you're going to be doing that tonight.
We do want to put a warning out.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot be responsible for what comes through,
No.
So if you have young kids watching, you may not want to watch this part just in case something comes through, because I owe it to these families. If something comes through, I'm going to say it.
Yeah. So this is that's a pretty stout warning.
These ladies need justice. And if I can be any kind of a voice for any one of them, then I will do it. I'll do whatever it takes.
Damn right they need justice. That's the very least.
Amen.
To be honest with you, I'd like to find out who.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I'd like to find out who did it and throw them under a jail.
Well, everyone else have us a big. Never mind.
Yeah, this is a side of me.
Nice party.
Yeah. This is a side that comes out that's nothing I really care to indulge in, but it's So we say hi to a few people in the chat room. We got a few new ones I see, and excuse me. Of course we've got let's see here, Helen, Tracy, Janine, Brooke, and then we go to, let's see here, Charlie, Rita, Rita, great to have you in here. Rhonda, Dorothy, thank you so much for watching, Dorothy. Um, Dorothy, it's a privilege for me. It's actually an honor that these families trust me enough to tell the stories of the people that they hold most dear to them. Um, Lori, Andrea, uh, Amanda Stanley. Hello, Amanda. Edith, and I'm sorry if I miss anybody. Oh, there's my girl, Stacy or Stacia, 606 Paranormal. Alyssa. Alyssa was actually over here with Kim last night and a part of the interview process. And I think that you guys are really going to find what they have to say. Yeah, it's incredible. And of course, Rachel and there's old dad Lloyd. Hashtag
Yeah.
Lloyd. That's what we call him. And Madonna, Diana. I'm sorry, Diana. I just kind of like to give a shout out to folks and say hi and thank you so much for being in here tonight. And you're more than welcome, and we are certainly glad to see you. And if I missed anybody, I am sorry. But like I said, right now my mind is somewhere in between. It's blown. But now this is what happens. This is why I had not done an episode in a while, and now we get two very powerful ones back to back. But you know what? They need to be told. Everybody knows how these people either died or how they went missing, but you didn't know, or you just don't know how they lived. And you're going to learn that. And you're going to see exactly, word for word, count for count, what I'm saying when I say every life matters, that it's like a rock hitting a pond, and that ripple effect just goes on and on and on and on throughout time. And it does. And when somebody takes that away from you, I hope the sword drops hard. So anyway, Stace, with that being said, go ahead and begin your thing. And again, if you're not in the chat and you're watching, we welcome you. We're glad to have you.
Thank you all so much for being here.
Yeah. So, and just look over the way I look right now, because let me tell you, I know it's rougher than the night in the Mingo County lockup, but this is kind of what happens sometimes, but it's okay.
We're taking questions from the chat. So,
yes, we actually have a moderator in there who is Stephanie.
Yeah. Steph's in there. She's going to be helping us moderate.
And she can pass messages along to Stace.
Yes.
So if you've got any questions about anything, or Lloyd, whoever, then feel free to go. So you're actually putting on the blindfold now.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and step.
I won't be able to hear you all or anything like that. I'm just going to keep repeating what comes over as Lloyd asks the questions, or you ask the questions. I'll repeat what I hear.
Okay.
You ready? You want to come over here where you can see the questions? Yep. All right. Hang on. Let me just get over here. Let's trade spots. We're going to trade spots. All right. I've got all of your lists on as well.
Great. I get to look at you.
All right. So everybody just here, I've got to take my glasses off so I can see.
Okay. I cannot hear anything at this point.
Wait a minute. You're taking them off so you can see?
Flip me to the... I'm ready.
All right. I'm going to turn this thing on, and so everybody just flip me some questions, and I'll go ahead and all right. Here we go. I got the Spirit SB7 going. I'll start out with how many witnesses were there?
There were a bunch of them. A bunch of what?
All right. Were the witnesses threatened by the killer?
Which case are we talking about?
We'll start out with Amber's.
Okay.
Mike. Good job.
All right. Why did it happen?
Actually, he ran when he did it.
Are there going to be any DNA tests coming soon?
They tried. Good one. Mike, good one. Mike, a good one.
Was it
Who is Mike?
planned?
Yes. That was a big loud yes. There's about 3 voices coming through. One saying names and one screaming like,
Was this their first kill?
check the clothes. Check the clothes. It's in there.
Was this their first kill?
I believe it is.
Let's see.
Something Creek.
Everybody give me some questions. Was there more than one in on it?
And murder. We want to ask you. I'm going to say a question. We need to ask if you all could come through and help us with any of these girls that we have missing in Floyd County. Also with Amber's murder. As we talked earlier, and I asked everybody to come in that could. Can you please come and help me? We have family and friends here that are concentrating. He came up behind her.
Has evidence been hidden?
He came up behind who?
Was the killer a male?
It was me.
Was the killer a male or female?
I'm not going to repeat what that said because it's nothing to do with. I'll write all this down. I'm getting derogatory remarks. Love and light. Remember this.
Has any of the evidence been hidden?
Not.
Does the killer go by any initials?
Can you tell me who you're speaking of? I've got about 3 coming through.
Was there more than one?
My kitties.
Why did they do it? Was the killer a male or a female?
He was wild. Male.
Has the killer killed animals before?
Yes. Animals.
Wow.
The sheriff is a cover.
Is there anything?
For which person? Can you tell me?
Is there anything that we or
Thank you for
anyone can
telling me
do
that.
to help? Chris, what you got?
She cannot hear us, can she?
No.
The kitties? Did you have kitties?
No, she's got this thing sweeping.
Can you tell me their name?
And that's going through headphones.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
No, you're okay.
see that sweeping? Yeah, she's got my skull candy
Yeah, both kitties.
headphones on.
Okay. Did anybody try to help her?
One a little padded something, a pink collar. Is that what you're talking about?
This freaks me out.
They know. Can you tell me any of the names of who you're speaking about so that I can get it to the family? I've got the shakes.
How many witnesses?
Vomit.
Did anybody try to help her?
Jeff. Yeah, a group of them.
Witnesses, a group of them.
They needed dogs to sniff that.
Was he older or younger?
Mid.
God.
Why did they do it? What's their motive?
What brought this on?
When he opened the door, he knew he would murder her. Can you tell me who?
Oh, Jesus.
Can you give me the person's name that you're talking about, please?
Will there be an arrest?
Greg?
Will there be an arrest soon? Go ahead, Chris.
Mr.
Really good question posed from Cynthia.
Mr.
Are Krista and Candy's cases related in any way? Oh my God, Alyssa. That just hit me. Greg.
What did Greg do?
Make plans. Carter family. Carter. There's a connection. Can you head south? Can you tell me what connection that you are speaking?
Who's telling the truth?
They shook it out in blood. With blood.
Was
The first one.
was Greg one of the killers?
Concentrating.
Did Empress
Telling
killer?
you, it said killed a brother, killed with the brother.
Did Empress killer have a secret he needed to keep?
I'll tell them.
Was Greg alone?
Can you help me to tell the families anything else? The kitties. Do you have kitties?
This is the first time I've ever been a part of anything like this. This is new to me.
It's crazy.
Amos? The people have a lot of questions.
Was,
Yes, we do have lots of questions. Any help that you can give us?
was there only one person that killed Amber?
Slow, and then it increased. What increased?
Was Roy involved?
I beat him something. He pulled a gun out.
Who's MK?
Who pulled a gun out?
Who made the first 911 call?
Greg came.
We got to be very careful right here because we're bouncing back and forth in between two different cases, apparently. And they could interject a third that we've not even been discussing.
I'm just reading questions.
But, well, yeah. And everything, though, that she's getting right now is coming from, it has to do with one of these two cases. Everything I've heard so far.
He's inhuman.
Well, that could describe a lot of people.
Yeah.
It was in his home. The people saw. Everyone different look at it.
Everyone different look at it. Was she just repeating what she's hearing?
Yeah. She just.
Yeah,
It's just.
that's all
It's
she's
going
doing.
that's what
Yeah.
she's hearing.
I swear to God, if she comes across and says, "Now say 50% at Penny's," I don't think it's going to happen. But I'm just saying, if it did, I'd be like, okay, that's enough.
Did anything happen on Abbott?
Took your last breath.
Who will be the first witness to come forward? Now the obvious is going off. It said wind and
You
then
don't have to
fate.
scream. I can hear you. To the male, you don't have to scream. I can hear you.
Did anyone try to help her? Was she aware? Did they come up from behind her?
All of them. In July.
July of when?
Okay, I keep hearing a snippet of a song.
What's
Is this song that you are playing significant to somebody? Can you? Yes. Can you tell me who? He told him he's going to transfer the funds.
Anybody else have any questions?
It's that important. Can you tell me anything else about Amber's case?
transfer the funds?
Are police officials covering it up?
It's a path. Can you tell me anything else about Amber? If at all she can come through, we would love to have her. Her glass, her glasses, her glass.
Did Amber hear something she shouldn't have?
Yes.
Was Amber drugged
Family.
before leaving?
My people, thank you to them. I love.
Did she hear or see something?
Report. Sin.
What did it say?
It said to report and sin, like SYNN. Weird. And then fate.
Report, sin, fate.
Mm-hmm.
Report, sin, fate.
He left because he got to be cool about this.
I don't know if you can't.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Slight.
Slight.
Ran.
Ran.
Measure.
Measure.
Shaken.
Shaken.
And understand.
Was Amber drugged? Was the police chief involved?
The FBI too. The car. They left by car. One of them knew what was clear. And he drove. Something about a crush they had on something. It almost sounded like something Conley, something 2 syllables with the LEY maybe. What did that have to do with anything? Any of these cases? Can you tell me? Yes, I'm trying.
Was Amber sexually assaulted?
Angry.
Angry.
Crazy.
Her family definitely is angry, and so are a lot of other people.
Yes.
He was crazy.
Was it a drug deal?
Amber's cat.
Oh my God.
He tried another, but it didn't work. Hi, back to you. I can hear you. You don't have to speak so loud. We need something help.
Is there a police cover-up? I might have asked that already.
It's a little voice, the ones that came by my side. Little shy voice.
Amber, have you found your light?
Can you let Amber know that we are
Period.
trying to get justice for her? Families are trying so hard. All of her friends. Wow.
Period on the ovulus.
Just a period.
It said period. The
Okay.
word.
No.
It's just shaken, angry, and period. Did anybody try to stop the killer?
Makes sense. Shaken, angry,
Hmm.
making a statement.
For the right amount. They're scared.
Or any of the witnesses?
That makes perfect sense right there. They're scared.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Were any of the witnesses in jeopardy of their lives? Wait, was the killer hiding his sexual orientation? I've never seen something.
There's
It is September.
Amber's family does not want a special prosecutor. They want the guy we've got, Brent.
There's a couple. Dental. The law kept him nervously.
Addie, we're doing a Estes
Love.
method, and she's listening, and
I love
she's
singing.
blindfolded so she can get some answers.
And tell them.
Was money involved in his
Shifted
action?
it in the hair.
Was there money involved in this action?
Head injuries. Amber was. What was?
Did Roy try to help her or hurt her?
It was tough. She died after the first.
Keep in mind, if you're watching this, Stacy cannot hear us. She's only going by the headphones she's got on her head. There's a static. It sweeps different channels. Pep, 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 pep. But she's getting words out of there.
Elemental.
Yes, it is about a murder, Addie. Well, a murder in a case of a missing person
He
who's been
called
missing
her
before.
ugly.
Did you get,
Hollered at her.
did you get that?
Yeah.
He called her ugly.
And hollered at her.
Also, the
Madison something.
ovulus said elemental.
Okay.
Yeah, it took over.
There's what you see.
Mm-hmm.
It was a deck of cards.
Did Roy call her ugly?
He said her neck is strong.
Jesus.
Just keep fighting. I did.
Mm-mm. Was Amber killed due to jealousy?
It was a payment.
A payment for what?
They wanted to cover it. What did they want to cover? She's dead
What?
because
Gas.
Gasp.
She said leave her.
Did they set her up to kill her?
So slow. Ashley said,
During.
and we
Hours.
all agreed.
Did Amber figure out something they were doing?
How's Junior? How's
Miranda, we're trying to get some answers for the
Bernard?
families. We don't get paid anything at all for this.
No, we don't. And this is the first time anything like this has ever been done on
He's
contact.
weakened.
Was,
Can you tell me who is weakened?
was Amber drugged before she went to the house?
There was some, yes. Sound like it said waxing something sin. I can't understand. You're talking too fast. Yes, he stabbed her.
Oh, God.
He killed her. Pat. Get up and get
Was Amber's murder planned?
Bill something. Chris. Rick.
I know several Ricks, but it may not be talking about me. So I don't know.
Was his name MK?
And he called him after. He ran across where they were parking and told him the plan.
Salaran.
What did it say?
3 members
That
and
is,
5.
I've never heard this word. Salaran. Saliran. That's a new one on
I
me.
don't know what that is.
I don't either. And then Moores, Mores. And then during.
Almost. Randall.
Was all in the home involved?
He's in the driveway.
Oh, that's a good
2.
question. How come no one was arrested that night?
There were 2. Then there were 6.
I don't think the call came in until the next morning.
Right.
There were 2 calls, I believe.
How come no one was arrested that night?
It happened at 4. 4:19. The Docks lost 60. He stabbed.
Sauron is an evil, twisted person.
Oh,
Sauron means drainage.
whether somebody is.
Could we have the spirit guide bring Amber through?
Were others involved in Amber's murder that were not present in the night she was killed?
Or if anybody else wants to come through, you know you're allowed to come through anytime for me.
That's what I first thought was maybe a person's name or something, but I didn't. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Someone else was stabbed. Who was
he
it?
was smoking. 5. 5, what did you say? Called him. The lady called. I hear the music that you're playing through, the piano. Is that your favorite song? I love your show. You know that I will help you any way I can.
Did Amber try to leave before she was stabbed?
Yeah, she had it in park. Amber. Badly something. That bitch stole it. And the keys.
Are all the killers still alive? Did she
I
suspect
had found her.
anything before she was attacked? Could the first 911 call have actually been about Amber?
According to what information I had,
Hand and wrist.
it wasn't about her.
She was gone.
Or at least she was never made mention of then. When did they repave the driveway?
Well, I didn't know anything about that.
Me neither.
And she went with me.
Was she meant to be a party favor? Did
Just
she
smile.
did she hear something?
Let's go back in.
Did she hear something at the restaurant that she worked at?
The woman was in pain. She couldn't get to the door.
It was just a few days after they paved the driveway.
I just want my babies.
Wow.
Maddie. Evil. F word.
About a month ago, driveway was repaved.
My heart.
Why?
They played me out.
I think the killer's a woman and had help like a boyfriend.
My girlfriend also said she died. Who is your girlfriend? Whitney Wiley. Okay, I'm going to take a break.
All right.
All right. Did anything make any kind of sense?
Few
Yeah.
things, yeah.
Oh, this is crazy. Wow.
Is there any way you can turn this up to let them hear what I've been listening to?
Yeah.
Because there's
Here.
the 3 voices on there, and if
Here, look.
anybody can hear these
Look,
voices,
look.
there you go. See if they can recognize any of those voices that are coming through there for me.
Hang on. Let me turn this up.
So that's what she's been hearing the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll show that drain. There's something going on here because this is drained, this battery on this thing like no other. I just put brand new batteries in it before we started. God, dang.
Well, the only thing I can tell you is I hope that they make an arrest quick.
Hang on. Turn it off for a second.
Yeah. I hope that they make an arrest quick because the fact of the matter is she was murdered. And just the way that this whole
Did it say Whitney, Wiley, and William? I don't know.
Whitney.
Maybe Whitney.
Whitney.
Say she just walked back in.
I'm ready.
This is here. You want to see her?
No, I'm ready. I can go back on for a minute.
You want her to go back on, or what do you want to do, Chris? It's up to you. How do you want to?
she can go for a little bit, but not much longer. This is draining her.
Oh, this will be days on her.
Yeah. I don't want her on there much longer. Maybe another 2 or 3 minutes.
All right, turn me up. Let's go. I'm ready to go back.
All right, here. Let me plug in.
Plug me in. I can't hear anything.
Oh, wait. Let me turn this down.
Okay. All I'm getting is static. I'm not getting any waves.
I know. Hang on.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going out. You got to tap me.
Was one person responsible for your death?
I need you to come back on here and talk to me before I go off for the evening. If any of the families of these ladies want to come through, send questions through, or you want to send answers through to them, you can use me.
Was the lady an older woman?
Hand me the box. I want to switch frequencies. It's going too fast.
Here, I'll make it fit.
Okay.
I'll fix it. Hang on.
All right. Hang on. All right. You got it?
Wait. Hang on.
There it is.
Oh.
No. Perfect. Okay. That's perfect. Okay. I got it.
Did Roy try to
Yes,
help?
we're ready here.
Did Roy try to help her at all?
No one was calling.
How many people were involved with Krista's disappearance? Will there be an arrest?
They took her out. Dead.
Was the woman the mastermind behind it?
A brother, Kevin, and I hate to say this, and they stomped her. 5.
Is Krista alive? Where can Krista be found?
She was pretty.
Who else's blood was found at the scene? Who cleaned the scene?
A guy in a hood.
How many people attacked Amber?
Her friends. I told them not to tie her. The nails. In the coffin. Head well.
Did something happen to Krista at a
Then let me
party?
lie. I used my head.
Was it MK?
Jeff. Drug deals.
Who cut off Amber's
And
nails?
he resumed. He got on top of her.
Was Amber's murder a thrill kill for the group?
The family, they won't. They know what he did. The devil was in him.
Was Jeff for Krista?
Doctor. Sounds like Dr. D. something. I can't understand what you're saying. I heard the Dr. D.
What was the dentist's name?
Thursday.
Chris.
Hmm?
What was the dentist's name?
It was
You mean
planned
the home that this happened in?
Yeah.
McKinney.
armed. He was armed there. If that didn't work, he had a noose ready.
Mm-mm. Thank you, Penny.
With all my heart.
Did something happen to Amber at the season in?
To the girl that sang with all my heart. Can you tell me your name?
Is this a cartel operation?
I think I just heard somebody say Krista. Very low.
Well, again, keep in mind this may not be the same person. I mean, yeah, the sure does look like it, but
100%. Something Paul. Like,
God, this is freaking me out.
with him.
I don't know of any Pauls that would. I mean, that's not to say that there's not. I'm just saying I don't know of any.
A noose.
I
That'd be who?
can't understand your language.
Is it a foreign language?
I love you. Don't play this.
Could this be a cartel operation?
It better be. White man started the trouble.
Was the boyfriend's name Paul?
Gave her a ride.
Was it the same person that killed Krista?
And she got with him.
Lloyd,
Derogatory remarks.
you're ready to
Started
pull her out.
Just freak her out. Sorry.
Yeah. Here you go.
Here,
Hold this.
I got it.
I need to get back on there in a minute.
You
All right.
okay?
Listen to that. Yeah, I'm good.
She
I think
joked.
it's about enough of that. So, there's some things that made sense, some things that you can make sense, and then some things that made no sense to me.
That's what we figured.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the nature of this. I've only seen this experiment done. I think it was once or twice before, and that was excuse me. That was with I think it was Zach Bagans that did it.
Oh,
I think. Don't hold me to that, but
Yeah.
tangled
you
up.
know, Zach's always out there on the cutting edge. Anyways, he's like that. But there were things there that made sense, you know, and things there that you could make sense.
Yeah.
So, the biggest thing is, you know, I think that what Leos or law enforcement officials are doing
As.
is
That's yours.
Mhm.
Mom.
they're getting super close, at least in the amber thing. Now, the thing that you're going to learn about Krista was that she moved around a lot, and she really wasn't. I don't know how to say this. They didn't really know that she was missing for a while because it was not uncommon to not hear from her. So they didn't really realize that she was missing until 3 or 4 months after the fact that she had gone missing.
Okay.
State police are still working it. It's an active investigation. But you know, when the episodes come out, and by the way, don't charge that there's no money involved in it. When the episodes come out, you can listen to them for free. But it's going to be one of those things. I think that a lot of people are going to be like, wow, because there's been a lot of, and just like in any other case like this, any other murder, anything, this is one of those things where there's a lot of misinformation because people get mixed up on what's going on and what is actually fact. And of course, anytime it changes hands 3 or 4 times, that's subject to happen.
Right. I don't know anything about her case, but you know, like I'll help any way I can.
Krista's been missing for, I think October makes 4 years, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, I had her family in here last night and today. So we talked about that at great length. We talked about a lot of stuff at great length. And yeah, as a matter of fact, right there, Ashley was an individual who was in here today. And she is Krista's cousin, I believe. And Ashley, feel free to correct me on that. But she was last seen at Tiger Mart on US 23. That's what's confirmed. 114 was misinformation, which is discussed in the interview, and you guys will hear that. Yeah, Anita, you should be able to replay it. It shouldn't be a problem. You know, it'll be up there on Facebook or YouTube and just wherever. So, yeah, you should be able to replay it from the very beginning. That should not be a problem at all. And you know, the only thing that we ask is that you guys pray, and if you know, I mean, the more people that hear about these cases, the more we are likely to run across somebody that is just about fed up and is going to come forward and speak. Somebody that knows something. And you know what? We don't care about names. We just want the information. You can actually call and say, hey, look here. Look in this location. Look in this spot. Go to this spot and take a look. You don't have to call and say, hey, I'm Lloyd Gullett, or hey, I'm Chris Sloan, or hey, you can just say, call state police and say, you might want to look in this spot here. Click and hang up.
What are you looking for?
Just looking for one thing. Hang on.
So I mean that's what they need, the information. They're not worried about your name. You don't have to come forward and say, you know, make it a big proclamation. It's not a freaking airport. You don't have to announce your arrival and departure. You can actually say, hey, look, you might want to look in this location because somebody knows.
Van.
And as far as Amber's case goes, I am, man, I'm telling you that's a storm, unlike anything I think I've ever seen. But I do think that KSP and detectives are getting very close to getting what we all want, which is an arrest and a prosecution. So, anyways, now this was the first time that we've ever done anything like this tonight. I knew that Stace was going to do it because she said so Thursday, but I didn't really know. And like I said, I'd seen it before on the Ghost Adventures TV show, but I didn't really know what to expect with it being a witness to it this close to the person doing it. And I gotta say, it's wow. So does it when you rob yourself of your sight? Does it actually enhance your hearing? Can you hear?
You could. You just what you do is it just so seamless to concentrate when you're doing that, and you can hear just everything going on that's coming through, like these words. Like there was a couple of people that sounded like they were almost back and forth at it. Like the female was trying to say something, and then there was a male that was yelling.
Yeah, I remember you saying at some point, okay, you don't need to yell, I can hear you.
I mean, he was yelling, and then it would get so out of whack that I couldn't tell what he was doing, and then she would say something. But I tried to say anytime I could make out a word, words, even a sentence. I made out a couple sentences. I tried to get them out as soon as I heard them so that I could stay on top.
Well, look, I know that this happened with Amber in June and with Krista 4 years ago. And the Mountain Mysteries wasn't even around 4 years ago, I don't think. It's been around for like 2 or 3. But I had people before ask why I didn't do anything on that. And my answer was always the same. What can I bring to it that, everybody knows everything that there is to know about it. And then after that dream I had of April, and she kind of rattled my cage, and it became very clear to me, we all know how they died. We all know how they went missing, but do we know how they lived? Do we know what they loved? Do we know what was important to them? I can tell you right now. Huh?
Kitties.
Amber was an animal lover, no doubt about it. And I'd say Krista was too, but Amber absolutely adored animals. She loved them. And I got to pet one of the kitties at Deb's place, big black cat. And I mean, we made friends pretty quick. So it's, and it was just really awesome. And again, I thank them for inviting me into their home and just taking me in like I was one of their own. They are fantastic people. And I've already come to just think so much of them. I love them dearly. They're great people. And when you get to know them, you just instantly want even more for Amber to get justice. And I wish I could have met her. I really do. And I wish I could have met Krista too. And I'm grateful to Garnet and Ashley and Kim and Alyssa for coming over and spending the time with us and talking with us about the people that they love. To me, that is just absolutely phenomenal. And it's good to see that not everything in the world has gone to hell in a handcart, that there are still people out there that care and that love their families and their friends and the people, and they put the value where the value needs to be put, which is on the people and not the things. I think that that's absolutely fantastic. But again, you can look for these episodes coming up. Amber's, I'd say within the next couple of weeks, tops, probably sooner, because I have worked pretty diligently on this thing. Run time on Amber is probably going to be about 90 minutes, about an hour and a half. So yeah, it's a great listen to in the car or when you're at home or when you're at work, whatever. But the big thing is listen very closely to who she was. And I think that you'll find that it wasn't just a crime. It was a freaking travesty. I can tell you things that I've learned about Amber that would just warm your heart, the kind of person she was. Helping people that she didn't have to help, but she did. Yes, Candy Green case is unsolved also. I'll tell you what, we had something lined up for that before her remains were discovered. And we didn't hear back from them. We didn't hear back from anybody. And I never did get that. But by the same token, I'm not somebody that's going to sit there and go, hey, 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 hey. It's like are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? I'm not that guy. I put it out there, and the offer still stands if they're watching. The offer is still there. I don't withdraw it because, well, they decided not to do it, and my feelings. I don't give a damn about that. I care about that person.
Right.
I'd love to know exactly who did what to Candy and see justice get done there. Just like I would for Amber, just like I would for Krista, and just like I would for April, just like I would for Dwayne, just like take your pick. A lot of people think that the Candy, Green Gonzalez, and Krista cases are connected. And they think that because of that the word out there was that Candy had dated an individual that Krista had dated, but there may be a little bit of some element there of truth, but it's not really what we think, at least according to her family, from what her family knew. Now, of course, there may be things out there that we don't know. So, I mean, I don't put that to bed. I'm just saying that I'm going by the information that the family has sat down and talked to me about. Yes, there is, Amanda. There's a lot of us that care. I'm not the only one. I ain't got a monopoly on this. Stace cares. Lloyd cares. I care. I can't, all of you guys on this Facebook thing, you care about this. I know you do. I know everybody's like, wow, this is, what is going on here? And people want to know. People want to know. Her family deserves to know. And I'm telling you, when you're sitting across a table from two people that are some of the most caring people in the world, and I'm talking in this particular case about Deb and Missy, Deborah Hall and Missy Salmons, and you see the kindness in their face, but you also see the grief all over. It's covered in grief, and it's hurt, and it's loneliness, and it just goes on and on and on. All of a sudden, you're sitting there and you're thinking to yourself, if I could bring this to an end for them right now, I would, no matter what the cost. And I would. But God has not saw fit to deliver that kind of gift or that kind of instrument into my hand. But what he has done into all of our hands is offer support to them and want that justice and keep all over it. Keep demanding it. Keep demanding justice, because there's so many things there that went wrong. And what we can hope for is change. And what we can pursue is change. 32 years after, or 30 years at the time after April died, she was the reason this whole thing got started. And you look back at the guy that she was dating at the time that she was absolutely adoringly in love with. He pursued a career in the medical field because of that. And he helps people. Good guy. He helps people. That's what he does. And he has not told me directly, but he's told April's mom, Sharon, that's why he got into it. She's still making a difference. And I got a feeling that Amber's going to do the same thing. And I got a feeling that Krista's going to do something. One life can touch and go on and on and on and on. Anyways, guys, I've kept up enough of your time tonight. Stace, thank you so much for what you do.
Anytime.
I mean, that was absolutely that was one of the, I'll be honest with you, it's one of the damnedest things I've ever seen. You see Zach Bagans do it, but it ain't like seeing somebody this close to you do it. Zach does it, and I'm like, that crazy son of a bitch do anything to get a point hot in ratings. But when you do it, I was like, wow. Because you're trying to find answers.
And I won't stop.
No. So anyways, like I said, look for the episodes to be out in the next few weeks. Of course, Amber's is coming out first, and then Krista's behind it, I'd say by a couple of weeks, because it does take time to put things together, and to make them sound something that you want to listen to. And I don't change the interviews, but what I do, I edit out the pauses, and I edit out, we all have them little mouth noises, and I'm sorry, but that is a pet peeve of mine. I want it to be something that does the victims justice, that they can look at or listen and say, if they were listening to it, they'd say, that's really pretty cool.
Yeah.
And we don't know who's going to listen to this thing. It could very well be that one person that has the key to unlock this. Yeah. Oh, says Krista referred to her cousin William as her brother. This is the great thing, about being in the position I'm in. Like I said, I'm not the heart of the show. I'm just special effects. Stacia, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm tired. She's the heart of the thing. But the Mountain Mysteries, the heart of them are the people that we do them about. That would be the Ambers, the Kristas, the Aprils, the Dwaynes.
Yeah.
That is the heart of the Mountain Mysteries. So, anyways, guys, I hope that you have a fantastic night. And may God bless us all. It's Monday tomorrow. Whew. Hopefully we get through it okay.
Let's hope.
And we will be back here Thursday night, good Lord willing. I know that this new strain and variant is going around. So try to stay safe. Mine is lisinopril. That's what's causing it for me.
Mm-hmm.
But stay safe, stay healthy. Know that we love you all. And thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm going through. Norm says peace out. That's what we call Barry's Norm. He's like cheers. So anyways, guys, I hope that y'all have a great evening. And we will talk to you hopefully again on Thursday. Good night, everybody.